September 5th, 2021. Willow Hoopin died this morning. This photo is from a 2017 post to Willow's Facebook page that went dormant in February of this year. I want to tell Howie that I am sorry his friend died, but I know that if I do, he will feel compelled to say that it was a relief. I know from losing Don the kind of guilt that sentiment carries. As much as I loved Don, I was so relieved when it became apparent that he wasn't coming back, because I had been at my wits' end caring for a man with dementia. In his case, he was mobile enough to constantly have me worried about what crazy thing he would do to hurt or kill himself. At least the dementia in Willow was limited by her ability and lack of desire to leave the house. Willow was one of the many women who came along with the package that was Howie nearly 20 years ago. He described her to me as the woman who had got him through the worst part of his life, which was the loss of his mother on September 6th, in his second year of law school. He loved her upbeat spirit and had found great comfort in her friendship back then. Unlike one of his other friends, Willow never seemed threatened by my relationship with Howie. I'd met her early on, and I'm pretty sure she was already battling cancer 20 years ago. She was all that Howie had described, and was an eclectic kind of artist. Her art was whimsical and a reflection of the kind of person she was. She had 3 grown children when we met, a daughter who had a son named Adam, a son I only met once named Chris, who had done well for himself financially and didn't live nearby, and Nick, who Howie seemed to dote on. Nick had a litter of kids, so Howie had been Uncle Howie to Nick, Chris, Lynn, and then to all their kids. Every birthday and Christmas, he made them feel loved, and recently just included all of them in his will. Probably a decade ago, Lynn went off the deep end in some fanatical religion and became estranged from Willow. Howie often said how Willow lived for one reason only, and that was the love of her children. But only Nick stayed close as her disease progressed and she could no longer work or care for herself. On Thanksgiving Day in 2018, Howie chose to spend the holiday with Willow and her family because of the strained relationship with my brother Chuck. I don't remember if all her kids came to that or not. By April of 2019, Willow couldn't afford a place to live, so Howie bought a trailer for her in a little retired community. Lynn said her mother was addicted to painkillers and was taking all that she could get prescribed for her cancer and buying from drug dealers. Part of buying her that trailer in the park was to remove her from the neighborhood that made access to illegal drugs so easy. Howie paid $10,000 for it, thinking that between her Social Security and Nick, they could manage the lot rent. He was wrong. Howie ended up paying her lot rent and utility bills, and then every week or so, Willow had a new doctor's bill that she couldn't pay, so Howie became her ATM machine. I felt like he was being taken advantage of, but it seemed like saying anything about his choices would make me look jealous. I kept it to myself. In November 2020, I had bought Howie a top-of-the-line scooter so that he could get around while filming and at home. It wasn't long before Willow was complaining that she couldn't drive, but wanted to exercise in the community pool, so Howie loaned her the scooter. That meant he had to drive with a lawnmower to get to the mail here because he can't walk, but I said nothing. In July, Howie gave her the Lazy Boy recliner that I had bought for him when we met so that he could sleep over at my house on occasion. He usually sleeps in a recliner most of the night, and always has. So many times over the years, Howie has said how much the chair meant to him whenever he saw it, because I had recognized his need and met it without asking. I didn't understand the Enneagram back then, but that is so typical of his too. They want to be seen for all they do. I see him. I don't think Willow did after she got hooked on drugs and the cancer began spreading to her brain. She said she needed the chair because her dog had been pooping on hers, but later we would discover that Willow was the one who was incontinent. Nick had moved his daughter Devlin in with Willow under the pretenses of making sure she took care of her cancer meds, got her to doctor appointments, and had food to eat. She was living on hot dogs and buns, and that's all she wanted to eat, but Nick should have made sure she was eating better. Devlin needed room and board, but wasn't cooking, cleaning, nor making sure Willow got to and from the doctors, as Howie just discovered after talking to her doctors. Now Howie was spending enough time with Willow, driving back and forth to Orlando frequently and by phone all the time with her asking for more money, that he figured out that Willow was not taking her meds, and even though Howie would walk her through setting up doctor's appointments, she wasn't going. Howie began researching assisted living facilities and hired a company for $1,200 to get Willow into a facility that could make sure she was kept clean, fed, and medicated. She refused hospice, saying she was going to beat cancer. What had been so endearing was now obviously dementia, as she couldn't see that she was dying. For the past week or two, dealing with Willow's finances and paying off thousands upon thousands of dollars in her debts, with $5,000 to one doctor alone, just so he would see her again, was about all Howie has been able to do. Each night, as he shared his frustration of dealing with a crazy person and all of the leeches sucking off her and him, I was able to understand what that was like. That was my final year with Dawn, and even though the world's fascination with the false narrative in Tiger King has been painful, it was even worse to feel it so deeply again. Watching Howie struggle with the situation with Willow. 2 days ago, Howie and Nick decided to have social services commit Willow to a hospital after she had defecated all over herself in the chair again. Howie's advisors said the backlog for an assisted living facility was too long, but that if Willow were in a hospital, it would move her to the top of the line to get into an ALF. It was Friday night, though, so I suspect Nick was out and didn't decide Willow was in need until after midnight. Nick woke Howie up to ask how to get EMS to come get her. Howie doesn't sleep well anyway, but after that call, I don't think he slept at all. Last night when I got home, Howie was entertaining his little brother, Eric. It's not really his brother. And his other big brother, who's also not his brother, whose name escapes me, and his friend Lee, who's gone from being a pizza aficionado to a beekeeper. I had to do my clubhouse big cat room, so I biked up to Jamie's to use the Wi-Fi on her back porch. She's in an RV on her way to Yellowstone with Victor Alonso. Howie said he had to keep the conversation rolling, as Eric is always pretty catatonic. His big brother is retired and has no life to talk about, and then Lee. I think Howie and I had COVID in January of 2020 before anyone knew what it was. Both of us just about cough up a lung if we have to talk much. So last night, Howie was coughing so bad that I kept checking to make sure he was still alive. Then somewhere in the early morning, the hospital called to say Willow had died, and they could only keep the body for 4 hours, so Howie had to find a funeral home who would come get her. Someone, including the firm he hired to handle all of this, could have told him this during business hours. So, with no sleep from coughing, and now having been awake for more than 48 hours, Howie was trying to make funeral arrangements for Willow to be picked up and cremated. Even though this might have brought him near the end of this nightmare, there's still more to come. Evicting Nick and Devlin won't be easy for him, even though he has seen firsthand how they took advantage of Willow and him. They're dirt poor and he knows it. But the park says they can't stay because, quote, they've had enough trouble with Nick already, unquote, whatever that means. The park says they think they can sell his trailer for $15,000 if he dolls it up, but he'd spend over $5,000 to do that, so he's better off just to take $10,000 if he can get it, as is. And the reason there are cuts in my edits is because I cough up a lung still here 3 years later. Howie has befriended Willow's handyman, though, so he will probably get taken for a ride again. I love that Howie is so generous and giving, but it hurts me to see others use him the way they do. Willow has been dead a few hours, and Howie gets a call from Chris saying he wants his mom's ashes and her stuff and will bring a trailer over on Tuesday morning. Howie then has to negotiate with Chris and Nick dividing up the ashes, not even to mention the free-for-all of her kids picking over this indigent woman's belongings and fighting over it. I'd say something like, tell Chris to take it from here and let you know when they are done ransacking the place. Instead, I will keep it to myself and let Howie witness who they really are. I know this is Adam on the left in this picture, and I'm not sure if the other one is Chris or Nick, but that's Willow in the middle. This next part is Alan Glover talking to Ashley Webster, and she provided me with this video or audio tape. And rather than try to read it saying, she said this, and then he said this, and then she said this, and then he said this, I'm just going to post it. And I probably will have this one taken down by YouTube because here's your warning. Alan Glover can't issue a sentence without cursing. So if you have family in the car or listening with you, this would be a good time to shut this off. And if you are listening alone and you are of legal age and want to listen to a person curse his head off, then you can hear the rest of it without me having to read their different parts. I'm going to tell you the first part of this. I got the audio today, being 9/5/2021. I edited the clip to just make Alan's voice as loud as Ashley's, but left it all intact. And then in my diary, I only used the pertinent quotes, whereas this thing is all intact. Ashley seems to have been talking for a while before taping, so I don't know who they are talking about at the beginning. GarageBand uses beats instead of seconds, so my numbers are beats and are preserved in the file. Note, South Carolina is a one-party consent state, in that at least one person in the recorded communication must give permission, which in this case was Ashley Webster. Glover says he's living with his father, and that his father is on the Beaufort, South Carolina City Council, which doesn't appear to be true. So maybe he means that his father has some sway there, or they have different last names. And then Glover says this person they are talking about tried to sell a story that Glover told him while living in Vegas to Rebecca for $30,000, but that she wouldn't bite. The guy he was talking about was Bradley Weldon, the Joe Exotic impersonator, who you will hear about later, and was also in a TMZ article. The rest are exact quotes by Alan Glover unless otherwise indicated. And again, I'm not going to read through all of those quotes. I'll just play the tape and apologize.
Down in Vegas and made a fuckload of money just walking down the street. And he just bought a van, all kinds of shit, just to Los Angeles, I think. I guess he's just leaving now from Oklahoma at that Ford company place where Joe used to buy his vehicles. Now he is heading to LA.
So do you think he's making up this rumor saying that you and I slept together just to make money off of it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt about it. Because the other thing is, I know he hangs out with Jeff, and Jeff literally put that in his affidavit.
He don't really give a fuck about Jeff. He does not.
Really?
I put it on everything I love in my life. My daughter said, no, he don't give a fuck about Jeff. He does care for me, or he would allow me to live in his house.
Right.
No, I mean, he has, I don't know the proper word for it. He has the idea of being a movie star. Get it?
Yeah.
In fact, that's what
he wants to be famous, is what you're saying.
Yes, he does. Absolutely. And Rebecca from Netflix, she said, you didn't invite me? No, ma'am. I thought you slept today. Well, he's coming down. He showed up before they did. The day before. Fucking got an airplane to Savannah, Georgia. He got a fucking rent-a-car to Beaufort. Yeah.
So you think that Rebecca set it up? Is that what you meant when you said you caught her lying?
No, Rebecca did not set that up. Rebecca thought I had him come here.
Oh.
He tried to get Rebecca to buy the story that I told him at his house when I was in Vegas, living in his home. For like $30,000. And Rebecca didn't fall for it, and he got mad about it. So that was the end of it.
Yeah, I've never been treated wrong by Rebecca or Eric.
He has a story has nothing to do with you fucking whatsoever.
Right.
A story about a lot of things that went on in that park that actually really nobody has. Not even Rebecca. Not to this day, she don't have the whole story. I'm not going to give it out. Not until I get a fucking paycheck.
Oh, I understand. Because I can tell you what happened up until the point that I left the zoo, and then what happened afterwards with the FBI and everything. I'd gladly tell you about everything. But I didn't realize that you were involved at all.
Well, I didn't think you did, but we already discussed that before.
Right.
I'm not worried about that.
Right. I'm just, like, trying to figure out why this guy is going around telling everybody that I slept with you. Like, it's almost like they're trying to make me out to be, like, a whore or something, and trying to use that to discredit me.
Well, I'm not going to say anything stupid. I don't mean to if I do say it. I mean, if you was at the park and we got together, what the fuck would it have mattered? What they did was horrible to you. I mean, I'm not saying anything stupid. Please don't get me wrong.
I understand.
Because nothing happened. Nothing happened. Just like, we were friends, and I tried to help you, and you were nice to me, and I was like,
Yeah, no, I feel like we had a very good friendship. I mean, I did not have willing sex with anyone at that park, so whenever they started this up, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, they're gonna insult me, like, after they've been bragging to people that they raped me, and now they're gonna sit there and say I slept with Alan? Like, that to me was such a big disrespect.
Isn't that all fucking like records that Jeff shows fucking the dude in Indiana a picture of some shit on your body, like a tattoo or a birthmark?
Yeah, he recognized my face, and then he asked if I had a tattoo, and he knew where it was. It was strange.
They didn't say it wasn't that they said about your face. It's just like a birthmark, a tattoo, or whatever.
It was my frog tattoo.
No, I can't remember ever Jeff showing me some shit like that. Never ever. I can't say anything about that. And fucking Tim asked me about it. You didn't never see that before? I'm like, no, I sure did not.
Well, Tim, that was another person. He asked me directly. He's like, did you sleep with Alan? Because I've been told you have. And I said, no. I never even looked at him wrong. I was like, he was very nice to me and respectful. He never crossed any lines with me when I was down there.
Oh, no. They're going to fucking say all kinds of shit. So, look, I'm sorry it's going to be that way, but you kind of know it is. But let's get one thing straight. Jeff, I can't say anything about Lauren besides your particular what happened to you, but I know Jeff has done a lot of bad things. Now, Lauren's never told me things like Jeff told me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. There's a different relationship there.
What we did to people, Lauren's never talked to me like that. Jeff is not like in front of me because I was supposed to be his fucking person. They fucked over so horribly, but...
I'm so sorry, I didn't know you were involved. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'm involved from fucking toes all the way to my head. I'm still probably going to wind up going to prison. I almost set my balls on it.
What?
I bet every fucking thing on it, I will go to prison.
Well, I hope you don't. Do you know why? Okay, this is another thing that has... set me off.
I've already had a conversation with my father, and that's why I live with right now. Dad, when they come, just understand that this is the way it was, this is the way it is, and I'm so sorry. But when they come, I got to go. I ain't got no choice about the matter. Being too fickle, and my father's pretty high up when it comes to Beaufort County. He's like city council, head of the highway department here. He's got a lot of pull. So I'm sure he's not going to let me fucking dangle like some dumbass people talking shit without having a lawyer.
Yeah.
So that costs a lot of money. But I told my dad, don't worry about it. I'll get myself out of it. Just be aware it's going to probably happen. Right. Well, I hope it don't. I hope it don't either.
Well, I hope you don't go to prison. You're one of few people that I believe does not belong there.
But I lied to the federal court. I lied to a lot of people just to keep Jeff out of trouble.
Well, you know what? If you work with them and you tell them the truth about everything and you're like, look, I fucked up and I was just trying to protect my friend, they will work with you.
That's what I did the first time. You think you're going to do that the second time?
Yeah, they will.
It's going to make them, it's going to make them look bad. No.
No, I don't think it will. I honestly, Alan, I've seen this happen in real life just because, like, a lot of people in my family are law enforcement, and...
You don't think I ain't been in person before? Maybe I know kind of how it works also, just like law enforcement people. Yeah, I know how it works.
I'm just trying to be positive, okay?
When you lie under oath to the federal government, they don't fucking take it highly.
I think that they will be very understanding considering the circumstances, because when you think about everything that's involved, especially with the human trafficking, you can say that you were in fear for your own safety because you were so deep in it.
I wish I could see the same thing. I didn't care at that moment. I was fucking having fun. Damn it. Nevertheless, please don't ever say that. I put on everything I love. I know for a fact Jeff and them that have no children are not like that. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like fucking children. No, nothing like that. Nothing that I know of.
It was just adults.
Women. Yes. Not but adults. They had their own mind to do whatever the fuck they wanted to, but they wanted to get to the United States. And they did whatever they had to do to get to the United States. What Jeff and Lauren did. Make sure they could.
So Lauren was in it too. I'm not surprised. She's fucking nasty.
The fucking strip clubs in Oklahoma or fucking Texas. None of those dumb motherfucking bitches can even speak English. Not a fucking one of them. Besides green, it's called money. That's all they understood.
So they're actually going to like Mexico and getting these girls.
Anywhere except actually China or not China. What's the other country?
Oh, Philippines.
Anywhere they can.
The Philippines?
Yeah, Philippines.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
just like that girl that lived with them for a minute, and then they figured out she was a madam. They thought she was really young on the internet. They found out that she was like fucking Jeff Bezos down here, and they went to her fucking telephone, and they blackmailed her. Hey, if you want to live here in the country, you got to get some bitches here.
Oh my God.
Your fucking ass done. Yeah. Yeah, that shit that Jeff came out of his mouth to me.
That is so fucked up. I'm so sorry you had to get involved in all of this too. Like, I feel really traumatized from the tip of the iceberg that I was involved with. But all that shit at the bottom, like, I can't imagine having to go through that. Like, I'm sure that probably gives you nightmares sometimes.
It don't bother me nothing like that. I just wish that I had better people to work with or for. That's all.
Well, I think you did a great job when I was there with the animals. You were always really good with the animals.
I could have left, but I couldn't. I had something more involved. There was getting all pain pills and all that bullshit. And that was my ticket out of getting out of a rut that I got myself into for 20 years. And it worked. So
I'm curious. Do you know how Joe's lawyer? Okay, so I can't stand this motherfucker.
I read the text. Let me tell you what I cussed them out. About 4 or 5 days ago. I was supposed to leave to go to Florida last week on Joe's lawyer, whatever that fucking dude's name is.
Yeah.
I called him up. I think it was a Friday. I was like, hey, look, I have postponed things to come to Florida to help Joe out. Oh, I didn't know you were in a hurry. I'm like, excuse me? I'm like, I'm not helping myself out here, motherfucker. I'm trying to help you help Joe out to get out of prison. But she's not going to get out of prison, but they'll help him out.
Right.
A lot of ways. Like getting custody, like from C to B to A. So you got a little bit of freedom, whatnot like that. I've been to prison. I know how it works. But it would help him out. If anything came to light, would help him. But wait, I thought you wanted me to call there to Florida. I'm like, dude, it just seems like there's a bunch of bullshit. So fuck y'all, man. Call the phone up.
Well, he didn't do shit for the Don Lewis family. So he's definitely not going to do shit for Joe Exotic.
Yeah, I doubt if he ever called me back. Because I really did end the conversation very nice. I don't think I cussed him out, literally, but just saying what I said, I think he understood. Don't bother me no more.
Well, I told him exactly what I thought of him.
You asked me to help Joe out, and I would do that. He came to Beaufort once, did an interview at my fucking dad's driveway. The next interview, you said that you didn't want Netflix involved. You didn't want them, like, filming it. Okay, I called Rebecca. I told Rebecca that. Rebecca called him. Well, yeah, I just want to, bring you down to Florida, carry you to somewhere really nice to eat, take you to a ball game. I'm like, motherfucker, I don't even like sports. And I just eat home better anywhere to cook me food. So, no, I don't need to go to Florida. Fuck you.
That must have been that same ball game that he took Jeff to. It sounds like they were trying to set something up.
Well, Jeff got to throw the first pitch out. Baby, I don't like sports, period. Fuck baseball, basketball, soccer, football, all that shit. If they don't run 200 fucking miles an hour, fuck them.
Well, have you noticed, though, since he got involved, like, there's been this whole new narrative with what has happened with Joe and what has happened with Jeff, and it's almost like they're just trying to cry out victim and lie.
I think that Texas to me that he ain't doing nothing but trying to make money. He's trying to make himself look popular because he has a high-profile client, Joe Exotic, which he is a very high-profile client, trying to get him out of prison. That makes him more stronger, more people want him to be their lawyer. You get it?
Yeah.
I get it.
I do. I understand.
I'm not fucking with it. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to Florida. If I see him call me, I'm not even going to answer the fucking telephone. If he texts me, I'll text him back. Nah, I'm done with that shit, dude. Y'all have fun with it.
I don't blame you.
I don't. It's not like he's going to keep me going from, keep me from going to prison. He can't stop that. He can make it worse. He can damn well make it worse, but he can't help me from not going to penitentiary.
Well, I think a lot of people forget that Joe actually hired an undercover FBI agent to kill Carole.
But he didn't get the fucking no cash money, baby. It takes cash to make it legal.
So he didn't give him cash?
No, he did not say that. That second FBI, no, ma'am, he did not give him no money. He just asked him, just like he's asked 100,000 motherfucking people that came to that park. You know anybody can kill that bitch? I'll pay him. That's what he's done to him.
He literally offered, have me go kill her the first week I was there. Like, it was like in the beginning of the week. Like, probably wasn't even there for 3 or 4 days. It wasn't long.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
And you put it on your baby's head?
I do it.
Honest,
honest to God.
Yes, I would have.
Huh?
To save that part? Yes. To save that part? Yes, I would have.
To save the park, you would have killed her?
Yes. Had no fucking doubt in my mind was the fucking of it. That part means a lot to me. Those animals mean a lot to me. Now I have nothing. Nothing. I have my father right now. That's it.
Hey, you got me too.
Yeah, I didn't kill that fucking bitch because of that part.
Well,
Granted, I would have paid in the end when I had to meet God, but yeah.
they keep trying to deny that they asked me to do it, but I'll tell you exactly what happened. Do you remember where that tiki bar was?
Yeah, I remember that, baby. There ain't nothing about that fucking part that I don't remember.
So I was standing between that thing and, well, they were first, but I went and stood with them because they were in this, like, in-depth conversation. It was between that and that front cage where all those tigers were in the beginning.
Who's Jeff and Joe, or Jeff, Lauren, and Joe?
Jeff, Lauren, and Joe. And what happened was I came up and because they were all like being serious and there was like something else going on with Carole, and they're like, fuck this bitch. And Joe looked at me and he goes, I will give you a few $1,000s to go kill this bitch, and it's a free vacation to Florida, and I've even got the guns here to give you.
Well, same with me, but he never gave you no money.
No, I laughed because I was like, what the fuck did he just ask me? Like, I didn't even know, like, how to react. I was so uncomfortable.
Since the day Jeff and Lauren came to pick me up at the airport, I've heard nothing but still Karen Baskin.
Yeah.
Every morning, every evening, like, you know, when you go to work, you gotta have a fucking meeting with. I bypassed all that bullshit. I went to work and fuck. I'll take it to the day.
Yeah, you didn't miss anything in those meetings. Just constant berating of Carole and how she was gonna steal the zoo and how they needed to offer.
Well, anyway, no, I wouldn't let that bitch do it. And after the judge told so many people, I bowed out. That's where the gods are not taking me.
What do you mean?
I promise God, praise. I had to bow out. He told too many people.
What?
The next morning, there's at least 5 people in the news. I'm like, fuck this shit.
So you turned it into a vacation because of that?
Uh-huh.
Good grief.
See, I was supposed to give $5,000, not fucking $3.
Where did you go?
I came home, get my license straight first, and then I went to Florida. I fucked off party. What do you think I went and done? Huh?
Well, I didn't know if you just, like, went home and was like, fuck this, I'm never going back there again, because I don't know what happened.
I had no intention of going back, because Jeff and Lauren don't stuck up in Vegas, this, that, and another. No.
So did you dip out after that? Is that when you left?
Hey, what?
Is that when you left the zoo?
Yeah. I left the zoo after Jeff and Lauren. I think they got fucked in Vegas because of whatever they did.
Oh, the tiger cub trafficking up into the hotel rooms. I saw that on the news.
Yeah, it really wasn't like they said, but nevertheless, it is what it is.
Did you watch the DUI arrests? That was pretty funny.
Mine are theirs.
Theirs? I didn't know you had one.
Yeah, I just got another one too.
What? When did you get another one?
A couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Hey, at least it didn't get advertised everywhere.
Oh. Hey, yeah, it did. Everybody in fucking the country, yeah, the whole world knows. But they only charged me for the second, which it should be like way more than that. But I got some good boys here. Like I said, my father was city council, and he retired from the highway department. He was superintendent of the highway department for fucking 40 years. And the cop that arrested is a rookie, but his supervisor came to the scene where I was at. He said, I'll take over from now. He only gave me second assist, which is, it's not good, but it's not like I could have got. So
I'm glad you're not in, like, worse trouble.
No, I mean, I fucked up. Did you pull me over for a goddamn, your license tag to be lit up? Well, there was one light lit up, and the other one kind of, like, fell out of it, like, below the fucking, where it should be lit up. That cocksucker pulled me over for that. He's out in the blue. Boom, gotcha.
Oh my gosh. I would have been so mad.
Look, I should have not been behind the wheel, period. So
that's true.
He's doing his job. I ain't mad, stop or nothing like that. He's just doing his fucking job. It's the type of call to, pull somebody over. I wouldn't work, squeezing, burger, or nothing like that. So, I ain't mad at him. I'll get through this like I've got through all of them. So.
Well, hey, maybe they'll make you another deal and get rid of that for you.
No, that's something I can't. No, I've tried that before. They can't do it.
Oh.
No,
it was a good idea.
Yeah. No, that's something DMV don't fuck with. They don't give a fuck about a deal. You fuck up, you lose your life. I gotta take a little course again, which I could probably teach the class myself. There's many times I've been there.
I have one more question that popped in my head, because I just only want a few answers, just because, like, it eats me up. I've been having really bad night terrors for, like, the last 3 or 4 nights now, and I'm having trouble sleeping, and I think if I just understood...
I'm going to ask you another question. Am I being fake?
Okay, go for it.
I said, am I being fake?
Oh, no. I thought you said I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm not being fake. That's what I thought you just said.
Ask me what you need to do.
Okay, and no, you're not being taped. I'm not Tim Stark. I don't record people. I really genuinely want these answers.
Anytime I talk to that motherfucker, I already know I'm being taped.
I can't stand him. We do not talk.
Well, I want you to ask your question, then I'll tell you why I do like him.
Well, I mean, he's got a no bullshit personality, but this is why I don't like Tim. He surrounds himself with snakes, and he tells people way too much shit. I don't have a problem with him. I just don't like things like that about him, because I'm not like that. I don't want people knowing everything about me.
I have nobody to talk to you about this, period. Nobody. And nobody asked me. Rebecca's asked me. Matter of fact, I told Rebecca that I talk to you every once in a while. Well, how does that go? Like, I knew the girl, she stayed in my trailer for a couple minutes.
For a couple minutes. I was gone within the blink of an eye.
Yeah, she was having trouble with the dog cage, getting the fucking house for a minute. I know she was gone.
I forgot about that. You put the rug over it.
She was a sweet girl. But, I mean, I don't know what happened between you and Jeff and Lauren. I don't really know 100%.
Oh, if you would have seen them threatening me.
If I would have seen a picture like you say, and like you told me, fucking dumb, and I fucking want to break that.
I really appreciate that, Alan. Thank you. My question is this. Because...
You saw a picture, a photograph of your birthmark or whatever the fuck.
Oh, my frog tattoo.
Yeah, he must have saw a picture of it or whatever the fuck from Jeff Lauren or something. But, what if I should talk to him and see if he'll... But see, I don't know how to record shit on my phone. I just only got earphones fucking plugged in. I just had to get somebody to do that shit for me.
I don't know how to record shit on my phone either. The only thing that I can tell you is maybe you'll have to buy a recording device or something. I don't know.
When it comes, well, he'll fucking say it when it comes down to it. That he saw something. Because he needs Jeff too. You get it?
Yeah.
He'll say, yeah, Jeff showed me a picture of whatever tattoo you got on your body, and that'll fucking lead to, that's right.
I'm really glad I can't remember it because it makes it a little easier to deal with, but also at the same time, it's like I can't grieve properly either.
I mean, granted, I have just learned out the last, 10 years, if a woman she's drunk to drive, you take her home or she carries you home, and she could actually yell rape because she was under the influence and not coherent for what she should not do or what she should do. And that goes on the guy. It's called a rape charge. That's pretty fucking horrible.
It is horrible.
And I have done that so many times in my fucking life, I can't even count. But it's not like she never said no or anything. She was just like into it at the time. But literally, it's called rape.
Oh, so you're saying someone that's like aware of what they're doing, but they're just too drunk to like fully understand what they're doing. They're in the moment and not in the whole situation. Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly. It's called fucking rape. And I didn't know that till a few years ago.
Well, do you know anything about freaking Jeff putting ketamine and cannabis? Because I smoked a lot of weed in their cabin, like the first 4 days or whatever.
Maybe, yeah. I would not put anything past Jeff or Lauren when it comes to.
And I thought it was strange too because I would smoke with Travis, and I wouldn't get headaches.
Apparently, fucking Jeff fucking like watching guys fucking go away. He would kill her and him.
Ew, really?
Yeah.
I did not know about this. So they had actual other men involved in their relationship.
I didn't know about that either because I've been asked from Rebecca a couple times.
Oh shit!
Yeah, like hell, but no.
Oh my!
Jeff was fucking jealous and fucking me because I like when I first got here, you know, that little tiny flowers, like they just pop up like really pretty, like yellow peaks of the flowers in there.
At the zoo?
Yeah, just like maybe 2 inches tall.
I didn't see him because I was there in the winter.
I'd get a couple of them, I'll give them to Lauren. Right in front of Jeff, right in front of fucking Joe. I mean, just, hey, I love you, lady. Thank you. But, nothing stupid, not the fucking part on it. But, just out of being like who I am.
Just being a gentleman.
Just being kind. But, I don't know. I'd say a year before everything went to shit. He said, Alan, do me a favor. Don't say shit in front of me like, oh, you're so nice today. You're beautiful. Da-da. Jeff freaks the fuck out about it. Like, what the fuck?
He is such a little pansy.
He got jealous of me just being kind to his wife. Probably
because he doesn't know how to be. And I'm not making excuses for Lauren because they're both the same people. They really are.
If it was overboard with it, sorry about it, but that's just who I am. If I like you, I'll tell you I like you. And anyhow I keep up when I will. But anyway, please don't do that no more. He gets so fucking irate. I won't say a fucking word to you again. And that was right before the ending of saw that it happened.
I think he was scared about getting involved with everything because he was just as much a part of trying to kill Carole as Joe was. And I don't care how many times he tries to lie about it. From day one, he talked about killing her.
Yeah, ever since even before I got there, Jeff was talking about this, like, that motherfucker wants somebody to kill somebody, and then one season, I was like, is that motherfucker serious? Me and Jeff walked over there by the fucking, not the Bobcat, fucking goddamn Panther. I was like, what did he actually talk about? Somebody to kill that bitch. I was like, seriously? And I know some motherfucker will do it. Is it alright? And it didn't stop until we're now where we're at. He knew everything that was going on. Every fucking thing.
And then whenever he found out the feds were involved, he tried to play like, oh, I didn't know this was going on. And then when they asked me about it, I told him that he was just as guilty.
Well, me and him were the ones that talked first, and then me and Joe talked later. I'm trying to think, was that same night, or it could have been the same night, but I can't be 100% sure about that. Me and Joe, hey, Joe, let me talk to you about something. We walked outside the office. I was like, I do know somebody will kill that bitch for you. He said, who? I said, it would be me. He said, all right, I'll give you $5,000. And that's when we had to wait on the soul of the coast. So I heard, I guess, and that was a few days later, and I didn't get a certain amount of money I was supposed to, but I was ready to leave the park. Fuck them.
You're like, I'm out.
Yeah, Jeff has already gone to Vegas and shit right down like, man, fuck this place. Nobody likes you here. Fuck all these people. I'm gone.
Were you there when Travis died?
Yeah. No, me and staff was actually in Indiana at auction. Some of the staff fucked over Joe for fucking $6,000, $7,000.
Staff did?
Staff rate.
Yeah.
Boy, that girl.
Yeah.
Most of them dicks kind of good. Yeah.
Whoa, I didn't see that coming. I didn't even know about that either.
Me and her went to Indiana and hung out for 4 days, 3 days, whatever it was. We went down there and did a spin around because Jeff called staff and said, I heard Joe shot himself. They thought, everybody thought Joe shot himself, but actually it was fucking
Travis.
Yeah.
I don't think he did it, Alan. Did you ever watch?
I know he did. Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, he had some shot himself. But I know for a fact he was pissed off and depressed because Joe tried to get staff to buy him such a fucking four-wheeler from hell. He was so fucking pissed off and depressed. He probably went in the office one day, he's like, posted about it, and like, he just fucking forgot what he just has to go inside. No, he ain't just killing himself. He hasn't really shot himself, but baby, he put a gun to my head before. We played Russian roulette all with guns on four-wheelers. I stood out in the middle of that fucking road. He go across the interstate and come back as fast as that four-wheeler goes. Right as fast. He ripped my soul off the bottom of my shoe one day. That's how close. That's how much I love being a church for. He ready to rip the soul off the bottom of my shoe with a four-wheeler.
Man.
Yeah, we got along pretty good.
Yeah, I loved him so much when I was there, because, like, especially when I was having a bad day, He would come find me, and we'd go hide in the bat cave and smoke out. He was so cool. He was he was a pure soul for sure. But there's only like, there's something that I cannot get over. So when I was watching the Ghost Hunters, when they did that, Eric Cowie. Oh, you need to watch it, because Eric says that he pulled.
I gotta pay to get it.
Oh, well, I will send you bits and pieces of it. I think it's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube?
I think so. I'll see if I can find it. But Eric talks in there, and he says something about pulling the clip out of the... I think that's what he called it at the time, was a clip. He pulled the clip out.
You pull the clip out, and it should not fire. That's the weapon. If you take that clip out, the other cables, no, it should not fire, but it fucking did that day on him.
Well, get this. Eric came back and said in the interview that Eric himself pulled the clip out of the gun after he saw the gun laying on the floor, or laying in his hand or something, and that he discharged a bullet out of the chamber. How the fuck did he do that if Travis supposedly did it?
Yeah, I've heard different stories too. So.
But that was literally on TV.
I believe in my heart it was an accidental death. I know he was depressed, so he get what he wanted, but truthfully, there's a lot of things he get what he wanted.
Well, even the day that I left, he goes, I forget how he said it. He told me he didn't want to live anymore, but that he loved the animals.
Stafford Hill was on the phone all morning that morning when we got out from the hotel. I mean, when we got to the auction, he was on the phone the whole time, and then it went silent. And the next thing, Jeff calls fucking shithead. I heard Joe shot himself in the head, and I thought staff walk. I was like, "What the fuck's up?" Joe shot himself. Like, what? And then the phone rings back again on his telephone. No, it was fucking. I'm like, what the fuck? I said, all right, Jeff, what should we do?
So Saf was actually on the phone with Travis at one point, and then it just went silent.
I asked him, I said, should we stick to the program? I was talking to Jeff, period. I said, should we stick to the program, or we came here to do is buy fucking animals, or should we turn around and come back? He said, stick to the fucking goddamn project you want to do. And Saf said, no, we're leaving. We're going back to fucking Oklahoma. Like, I'm not staying in fucking Indiana. So I'm right. And I drove all the way back that morning, all the way to fucking Oklahoma. Like, up to 90 miles an hour. Turned it up, it ain't like we could save the fucker, but nevertheless.
I feel so bad for his mom.
Yeah. And his sister and everything.
Yeah, her too.
His mother really loved him because he was here a lot. He loved him a whole fucking lot. I got to know his mom a lot. He come over to the trailer, hang out, smoke his joint with me, have a couple of drinks, whatever the fuck. He was cool as fuck.
I wish I would have got to meet her.
Yeah. I hope she's doing okay.
She's on my Facebook. I think she was sick there for a while.
I don't even have her on my Facebook, but she said a sketchy. What the fuck? I don't want to say anything foul because I've done all kind of bad shit in my life too. But she got a sketchy thing going on when it comes to that thing. I just pray to God see it and get back to that.
Oh, yeah, the meth. I know what you're talking about. Travis told me she had a problem with it.
Yeah, they all did. Every fucking one of them, well, I don't say every one of them apart.
Did Travis do it too? I never saw him do that or that side of him.
I can't tell you that because I don't know.
I know, I personally I knew he was a pothead, and that's something that we had in common. And he would just come find me random times during the day, and he knew I was miserable.
That motherfucker go blow up right by my motherfucking window. Boom! Get off, motherfucker! Anyway, I was sitting on the porch by the shit on myself.
Oh, man.
Oh. Yeah, Travis he's beautiful. I love him. I still love him.
Yeah, I do too.
I hope he made it to God. He should have. He had a heart to go to God.
Yeah, I believe that too, Alan. I think that God sees us and he forgives us for like the wrongs that we do, and there's a big understanding there that we can't even grasp, and I 100% believe he went to heaven.
Well, then I hope I see him.
You will.
Then I will.
God sees you too, just like he sees me. We're not perfect. We're not supposed to be perfect. That's why Jesus died. He crucified his own son so that we could be imperfect and then become worthy to go up there. So I feel like...
I love you. You're so sweet.
Well, I love you too. You're my family.
You're too cool.
That's just how I see it, though.
Anyway, girl. I'm getting tired, baby. I gotta go to bed.
Alright, I gotta go get my baby to sleep, too. I've been hiding in here trying to have a conversation.
Call me tomorrow when you get a minute.
I will. Thanks for letting me get a lot of this stuff off my chest, too. I really appreciate it. I hope I sleep good tonight.
I was sorry I fucked my phone up, and then I don't know how I broke some shit.
No more breaking phones. I was worried sick about you.
Anyway, call me tomorrow when you get a minute.
Alright, I will. I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Give your baby a kiss in the forehead for me.
I will. She's gonna love her Uncle Alan.
Hey, my daughter, well, she'll be alright. They think they have that bullshit COVID, but I think she'll be fine.
I'll be praying for her, too.
Please do. Love you.
Love you, too. Good night.
Love you, baby.
If you're enjoying my diary, please like, share, and subscribe. You can find other ways to connect to me over at bigcatrescue.org/Carole.Baskin.